Hello everyone, thank you for joining in this morning. Let's first double check the audio and please let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. To do this, we'll be using a question panel. This is a panel that is on the right side of your screen and you can use it throughout the webinar to send us all of your questions, comments about the information and products that we're gonna be seeing on the webinar. We're gonna be starting our webinar in a couple of minutes, so if you can let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. Another quick reminder is that this webinar will be recorded and it will be sent to your email right after the webinar. Also, we upload all of these recordings to our YouTube channel. This is AppCom USA. So you can go and review all of these recordings in our YouTube channel. So if you need any information, please just go to our channel and you can review all of these sessions. Okay. So now let's just wait a couple of minutes for everyone to join in. We'll be starting our webinar in about 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining in this morning. I think now we'll be ready to start. So welcome everyone to our webinar, Accelerating Last Mile Networks with FTTH Solutions by CDATA. A quick reminder is that this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email right after the webinar. I would like to welcome Lucas Wong and Victor Cano from CDATA, who will be your presenters for today's webinars. Please send us all of your questions during the webinar, and we will be using the question panel that we just reviewed. This is a panel on the right side of your screen, so please locate it and please send us all of your comments and questions throughout the webinar. At the end of the webinar, we're going to be having a Q&A panel to answer all of your questions. So for those of you just joining in, welcome. And now I think we're ready to start. Lucas, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, good morning, Lucas. Okay, Lucas, thank you. Good morning to all. My name is Fernando Mota. I am product manager engineer of CDATA for Latin America and Caribbean. Today we will talking about CDATA technologies. We are an innovative company, ICT. We are around 14 years in the market. We are focusing in passive optical network for connection and very good experience in transition from wireless network to optic fiber network. Today with me is Lucas. Lucas is in Mexico, Ciudad de Mexico, and Victor is my coworker too in Charles, Caribe. If you have any question at the end of the presentation, we can to respond, or you can in the chat send to us any question. CDATA is a Chinese company. We are founded in 2009. We have around, as mentioned, 14 years in the market, very focused in all the solution for GPON network. We are more than 100 engineers around the world. I am in this moment in Bogota, Colombia. I am support to all the Latin American countries for any requirement that you can to have. Okay, about the CDATA, we are OEM. We are around 40 years in the market. We have research and development engineer area. We provide fast response to the customers according with the requirement. We have technical support for United States and Caribbean and the American time. This is we can support any project, any requirement that you have in their own time. And for Latin America, we have in this moment with Lucas. Lucas is in charge of the commercial part. Lucas, if you can introduce yourself to the customer. Okay, Lucas has maybe a problem with the audio. Okay, continue. We have currently migrating the manufacturing center from Changwei City. This is around a big area for development and production, and we have new office here. I can mention to you that we are, I mentioned, a very good experience in OEM. We had manufacture or quality in the past for B solution, for example, for TP-Link and Tenda. And currently we are developing from the last year our products for the market in all Latin America. We have good production capacity in the center. We can to offer the main product portfolio that we can to introduce today. And in this scenario, the main scenario is FTTH access is all that involves like fiber to the home, fiber to the desk. Maybe you hear about this kind of solution. The main application, for example, is when we have transition from wireless access network, for example, Wi-Fi. We know many of the customer maybe provide internet with wireless system like Ubiquiti, Cambio network. We can help you to migrate to fiber with the products of CDATA. We have in the portfolio too enterprise. This kind of product is mainly switches, industrial switch, home networking. It refers to mesh solution, routers, and cable network is the all access network like coaxial. This is no good sales in this moment because all the companies are migrating to fiber. But in some case, we need to mix it with fiber because it's necessary to extend the network or reuse the current deployment that the customer has. Okay, it is a brief solution of or us. As mentioned, we have networking, enterprise, access networking, hybrid coaxial solution, intelligent application, CDATA cloud service system is management. But today we are only focusing fiber to the home products and in power passive optical network solution. That is what promoting today. We introduced like the product plan for the second half. We are in this moment upgrading the basic products like OLT and ONTs, new design, new concept. It's more like innovation, new housing too. In this moment, the basic product we can to use for migration to wireless network is the OLT. The OLT is the optical line terminal. We can to use for broadband access. We have in this moment 4, 8, and 16 port GPON access, and the new housing is like this color in the right. We have transition in this moment from B0 to B1 hardware version. The solution of CDATA is based on Broadcom chipset. We are in this moment upgrading to new platform and new web design 3.0 version. The only important thing is that with moment we can do programmable battery unit and power unit for the OLT. It's like in this image. We have backup 2 units for power. We can mix it dual AC or DC, and the unit for battery in the case that we can power also the energy. This is very important. We know all the vendors have battery unit. We can to connect to panel, solar, sun panel to charge the batteries. All the OLTs have 10 gigaport. Is for precise the carrier internet provider, and to use all the PON port for the home user access. I mentioned we are in this moment upgrading and expanding the solution. And the new concept too is about the one interface, web management interface, more visual, more graphic. In this case, we had more information like the status of the PON ports, the status of the CPU, the temperature, the traffic. In this case, you as a management manager can to read more easily all the details of the network. The migration, pues, we have more plain text OLT web management. In this case, we will have more graphic, more information, and more easy to understand all the info of the network. Bueno, okay, good. And other thing very important for the access is the ONU. The ONU is the CPE that is in the house place or in the customer place. This moment I can mention to you that we have integration with different OLT vendors. For example, we have good experience in different countries integrating with Huawei, CTE, FiberHome, Kintai, Vidicon, Risicon, Visol, and any other vendor. This is important because we know many of the customers had currently, for example, deployment in Huawei or CTE, and the integration in the operability or the ONU is very important. We had models from, in this case, is home gateway units for 4 giga dual band Wi-Fi with BGN Wi-Fi, different kind. In the case that you have different client or kind of customer, for example, you know where is the apartment is not very small, we can to use more basic ONT router to provide the coverage and Wi-Fi. And we, in this moment, are migrating mainly to Wi-Fi 6. Is the cost of this kind of device is more cheaper in the market. We can to offer more wireless rate, internet speed. This because usually now the internet service provider is increasing and increasing every every year the bandwidth for the users for download and upload. Then it's very important to start to introduce in the market this kind of solution with Wi-Fi 6. We can combine too with Wi-Fi mesh router. We can to show you in more in some minutes what it is more usual scenarios that we can deployment in Latin America. Maybe you can to evaluate for your network what is the right device to offer for the customer. Um, Another important device when we are migrating to fiber is about the bridge. The bridge device ONT or ONU is the more basic device. Basically, it's a media converter. This means we can to convert for fiber to copper. In the case that we already had a deployment wireless, we can reuse the router or the CPE that the customer had in the home. For example, it's very useful, very frequency to find the home residential user, for example, a Tepelin router or Tenda. In this case, it's more cheaper the migration from wireless to fiber because we only need invest a few USD dollars for change the transmission media. This kind of device management is management. I mean we can do management by web and create a router tie connection and to pass all the internet and the service to the LAN port, and this kind by VLAN to the router that we have behind of the breeze ONT. This the more easy way to migrate and change, but obviously is to use this breeze device to complement the solution. Another device that we have in stock with Edcon in this moment for the market is this basic router BGN. We have, for example, many kind of customer in rural area. They don't need a lot of speed. We can to cover around 100 megabits by Wi-Fi and by cable to cover small areas. As is a very competitive price for the market and one of the top sales products for the market in Latin America too. When scenarios application, it's very important to understand what is the the right product that we need to offer to the customer. We mentioned that FTTH is fiber to the home. Usually is massive user, residential home user, some kind of customer like companies or corporative companies. In this case, the device that we can to use is 100 with unit to install to cover, for example, an apartment. We sometimes we need to repeat the signal with some Wi-Fi router, but in the case with this only device, we can to cover all the area. This year, from the last year, ended the last year, the focus of the companies and the internet service providers is to use the solution that we need like Wi-Fi mesh. Is very important because when we have installation or we are doing the evaluation to how device to install, like site survey, I mean, we need to evaluate what is the right device to cover all the area in the house. Sometimes we had like in the countryside house or rural area, this kind of house is more big in size. Then we need to repeat the signal with for can cover all the area in the house. In this case, the Wi-Fi mesh can to work together with the ONT using the protocol Easy Mesh, and we can to do backhaul in 5 gigahertz and to repick the signal to all the area, for example, in the first and second floor, to have very good coverage. This is very easy to setting. Usually we use Wi-Fi button for WPS protocol, and to deploy and control all the network is using an application in the mobile phone, in the smartphone. In the coming year, on the coming month, we will have new products for one scenario that we need fiber to the room. Basically, is to have a deployment in fiber in all the house. In this case, the fiber is plastic. It's not like fiber, like the current solution is more cheaper, but just because it's not very usual now, the cost is a little expensive because we need to have master ONT and slave ONT in the different rooms. But we know that this will be the trends in the coming years, but we can highlight that the current solution and more cheaper is to put the Wi-Fi mesh to cover 100, 200, 500, 500 megabits in the residential user. We keep to have keep on mind this kind of solution will be maybe the trends in the next coming year, but when the solution and the chipsets and all the products down in price, then will be more easy to deploy fiber to the room. We can mention too that when GPON we can to use for passive optical LAN, basically is to replace a structured cable, traditional solution for office when we use switches, aggregation switch, access switch, core switch. In this case, we can to have a central core switch and to connect the OLTs for access. In this case, we reduce the power consumption, we reduce the deployment of cable with UTP. The interference to immunity to the interference is more easy to pass all the cable between floors in the building, and the speed is more stable. This kind of solution is very important, for example, for hospitality deployment, universities, office, campus, when we can to deploy more and cover more area and more distance. We know that with GPON we can to cover around 20 kilometers around for any deployment that we can have. We are in this moment upgrading to the web interface, graphical user interface for the ONUS. This is the new design. It's like in the OLT, more graphic. We can to see all the information about the attenuation of the fiber with the according with the distance. We can to see the deployment, the wireless, all the connection in my home with wireless or with customer phone, CATV status, and we can in this case to have more visual information that in the less. This is the current ONU way interface. You can to see it's more plain, and with this kind of graphic interface, we can to have more information and to find quickly the alarm and any log information that we can to see what happened in my home network. The trends for the 2023 is is coming the 10 giga EPON and GPON solution. In this moment, we have two OLT platform like chassis kind. In this case, we can to have symmetric 10 gigapon and no symmetric GPON. We can offer in this case a speed until around to 10 giga from the home user. We know that in the GPON, iPhone, we keep the trends for the next coming 4 years because obviously it's more cheaper in the market in this moment, but some ISP is starting to introducing this kind of solution in the market for mainly for corporative customer like enterprise or universities, school, and another. Because this kind of customer demand more bandwidth for the for the branches for the use, for example, in high speed demand for video, conference, surveillance, then the corporative customer maybe can demand this kind of service with 10 giga, the 10 gigapon. But in the home user, maybe the next 4 years, we can to keep deployment GPON access because it's more cheaper. And I mentioned is more is on the current devices available in all the market and all the distributors. This year in different fairs in we are participating, we are promoting this solution at GPON outdoor OLT. Many of the ISP customers that we had are deployment in rural area and countryside, migration the wireless solution to fiber. In this case, the outdoor OLT is a very easy solution to deploy. We can to install and pole in any place with no big adequation. For example, this is can to work in the outside. We not have problem with the rain, with the sun. Has a 10 range for temperature. We can do very easy to deploy by fiber to connect the rural homes. In the case, we can to use radio link point to point to pass the high bandwidth channel to distribute between the user. This is very important because we know we have many problems with the BTS system with radio link access because we have many interference. We had problems with rain. The signal is interference is skewed. With GPON OLT although we can deploy very easy to the rural area and cover and to migrate the user and to provide more high bandwidth. This kind of device we can adequate with cabinet to install batteries, install all the regulation of the power, and to provide backup energy for the system. Another new product is panel type ONU. This one installed in the wall. We can to reuse and organize more aesthetic the installation. This is mainly focused for bridge and Wi-Fi, BGN, ONT, but we can to mix it with KTV and farm voice port for complement the service to the user. In the case we are deploying passive optical LAN, we have a device ONT that is metal housing, and we can to deliver power over Ethernet in each Ethernet port. In this case, for example, if we can to deploy GPON for one hotel or hospitality, we can to connect all the device or equipment that use power over Ethernet, like cameras, phone with VoIP, access point, In this kind of deployment is more easy because we don't need to use bridge. We can to connect directly the ONT with passive optical network, integrate with the PON network, and to use the power over Ethernet to provide power to the device. This kind to more very easy to deploy and to provide the service to the hospital, to the hotel, to the university, to the offices. Okay, I can mention this second half we are launching the CDATA Cloud Management System. Is a platform integrated with the protocol TR69 and ENS is elementary management system is all the platform to management the OLTs and the ONTs to provisioning the service. We come from this platform to change, for example, the Wi-Fi SSID, the name of the Wi-Fi network, the password. This is the more usual request or support that home user has for to the service provider. Pues usually the customer call to the help desk or the call center asking to change the password or the name of the network. Then from this platform we can to do this kind of change very easy, very quickly, and provisioning and to provide new service and new for example one upgrade to more speed. We can to change, for example, from 20 megabits to 100 very quickly using the platform. We will have for new customer and new product, we will deliver an application for we can install in the smartphone. In this case, we can to change directly in the home, connecting to the Wi-Fi network the SSID or the password. We had parental control. This has to block some website access, mainly for the children. They can no access to forbidden websites and to have more very well use of the internet. In this case, we can download from Google and from application store and install in the smartphone. Okay, I can to highlight the current stuff that EdCon had to offer for Caribbean and Latin America. You can to find in the website. You can find CDATA. Looking for CDATA products, we had modules FP GPON, C++, OLT from 8 ports, 4-port GPON 2, and different kind of ONU. For example, the dimension BGN with 1 giga Ethernet port and fast Ethernet. We have dual band and Wi-Fi 6. This is one of the first distributors that currently had ONTs with Wi-Fi 6 in the market for American countries. We can to find two Wi-Fi G dual band ONTs is Wi-Fi 5. This is a little more cheaper, obviously, because can to reach around 800 megabytes in the Wi-Fi access. We had two Wi-Fi ONT with voice port. In some cases, it's necessary to provide using servers, VoIP servers that is in the ISP side to provide a phone line. For example, to connect the different users in the same condominium or house, it's very important to have connection with the vigilance surveillance area and to have the authorization for access to the house of the watchman people. And the breeze, this is the one of bigger device that the talk serve. And I mentioned very very useful for the migration of wireless to fiber network that we can to find this moment in available for you this kind of device. And 16 port OLT we have stock too for Caribbean and Latin American countries. I can to show quickly you the management system. This is the cloud management system that we are in this moment in launching in for the market. In this case, we can to management all the device like the ONTs and the OLTs. We use I mentioned the TR69 protocol. In this case, we can to have all the device to show the status. Green means is working, is in operation. Where is in like orange color, maybe it is in transition to be provisioning. And if the device is in red, means it's offline. Maybe the user turn off the device or we have some problem with the connection. We had a modulo to see any alarm, to troubleshooting mainly is used this kind to the tool to monitor to what is the reception level, optical reception level with the OLT or any ONT. For example, this is very good signal. This meaning green is maybe the attenuation is high. We can to find red color here. When we enter to the device, we can to management the ONT management like graphic to be like I am directly connected to the interface in to the ONT by Wi-Fi or by cable. We can to change any parameter like Wi-Fi wireless name or the password. We can to see the topology of the network. We can to create a network and topology like corporation, for example, to say here the name of my service provider, and this is the node on where is installed every OLT and where is the place. We can do provisioning to send, for example, massive provisioning to upgrade the firmware, to change the template of the Wi-Fi, create new one service, provisioning VIP customer, and to have any general management using the cloud management platform. We will invite very soon to all the people to take a training about this kind of tools because these do more easy the management. Very in the coming weeks, we will invite him with EdCon to you to have training and certification in this kind of solution that you can to contact to all EdCon team sales people to ask about this. Okay, we plan to have 40 minutes to introduce all the solution of CDATA about GPON. If you have any question, I will respond. I pass to EdCom people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fernando. Thank you for sharing all this valuable information about CDATA. And now we have a time for Q&A. So we invite everyone, if you have any questions or comment, or if you have a future project coming up and you need CDATA products on your project, please send us a question or a comment so the engineer Fernando and the engineer Benjamin Ojeda from EdCom can help you answer all of your questions. So Mr. Ruben, good morning. If you have any question, please let us know. Another quick reminder for everyone who joined in after the introduction, this webinar is being recorded and we're going to be uploading it to our YouTube channel, EPCOM USA. Let me repeat that, EPCOM USA, so you can log in and check all of our sessions and all of our recordings from our daily sessions. So, Mr. Ruben, if you have any question, please let us know through the same question panel. And for everyone else, we're going to be here for another couple of minutes, so you can send out your questions. Also, a good reminder is that we do have stock from CDATA in our warehouse in Miami and Texas. So if you have a project, we are ready to help you. Mr. Ruben, the question is, Fernando, I have a project specified with Televes ONT and OLT solutions. Can you provide an alternate solution?
You mean end-to-end solution?
The solution is with Televes ONT and OLT. I don't know if you're familiar with that brand.
No, I don't mind. Can you type the name of the
Yes,
vendor?
Televes. Let me double check if we can put that on the chat so you can read it. Televes is a Spanish brand. That's what Mr. Ruben is telling us.
In my experience here in Latin America, no, but maybe I can to confirm with HQ. Maybe
Okay.
have some integration in another country. Okay, I can to show you the experience, for example, with integration in another countries. For example, we have here many brands, Huawei, Fiberhome, Raisecon, Genesis, Nokia, CDATA, is bueno, CDATA. But maybe if this company, Spain company, had a standard ONSI, we don't have problem. Or he has so private ONSI, we need to do some development firmware to integrate, but we can evaluate. I will take the name and I will confirm with my HQ people.
Thank you, Fernando. Okay, Mr. Ruben, so we're gonna be reviewing your question and we'll be contacting you through phone after the webinar. Ms. Celeste Ramirez, she is in charge of the follow-up, so she will be happy to just send you the information once Fernando shared with us.
Okay, yes, that he provide please the contact and we can respond by email with you.
Thank you, Fernando. Okay, so I don't think we have any other question at the moment. So we thank you, Fernando, for your time this morning and for sharing all this information about CDATA. We hope to see you in future sessions, as well as to everyone who joined in this morning. We thank you for your time and we hope to see you in future sessions. Mr. Fernando, Benjamin, thank you so much, and we see you in the next session. Goodbye.
Thank you to all and see you in new opportunity. Good day.
Thank you, Fernando. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.